where the land meets the sea. That's where I'll be. Anywhere there's surf, that's my home turf.
Hey there, friends and neighbors, it's your old pal Slap Hollow Justin saying, you ain't living, not even a smidgen, if you ain't surf fishing. Well, let me tell you something, with the weather and my schedule, I only got out there maybe, 4 times out there lately. And I got skunked every time. I was down there with Jones Inlet with a bucktail and a teaser. I got a hit, I got it to the surface, and then I lost the damn fish. It had to be a little 12-inch rat of a bass. That was about it. I couldn't tell if it took the teaser or the bucktail, and it was just a light pickup. A little fish, had to be small. I noticed that they were catching some skates out there, mostly the guys that were throwing bait, of course. My buddy Paul Ivy, well, he's been up there in Huntington, and he's been catching himself some schoolies. So if they're biting up there in Huntington, you know they're going to be biting anywhere from Little Neck Bay, Manhasset Bay, Cold Spring Harbor. They're going to go out all the way to the Nisqually River. Anyhow, May 1st, right around the corner now, bluefish should be coming into the inlet. So any day we should be doing bluefish. You know, I've been looking up my records over the last couple of years, and last year I did very well on the North Shore in this last week of April. So just take a look at the footage, and when I see you on the beach, say hello. I'll get you on the show. Alrighty, got my first bass this morning. Took me about, maybe about 20 minutes or so. He's not a big boy, but he certainly was a lot of fun. All right, let's see how many more of his brothers or sisters are out there. All right, so this is the second fish out of the 3 I caught. They were all between 18 and 20 inches. It's a lot of fun. You throw a worm out there, you stand in the sun, you wait for a bite. Always hold the rod. You won't miss as many bites, and you won't gut hook as many fish either. Much better to hold a rod. Now, take a look at this osprey. He's been watching, or she's been watching my every move, especially when I bring in a little schoolie. But anyhow, she's keeping me on the straight and narrow. You really can't see her. So I pulled out some footage I took back in, 2014. It was in July, but you could really see these birds of prey now. Oh, really, that's something. Anyhow, they're keeping an eye on me while I'm doing some bass fishing over here. Alrighty, you can see this little schoolie there took my worm. Well, it's hard to see, but you can still see it's in his mouth. Let me see if I can get a little closer there for you. And hey, he's a beautiful little specimen. Let's get him back in the water and see what else is out there. All right. Well, I can't tell you how surprised I was to bring in such a magnificent fish. I mean, look at the size of this thing, huh? I thought I'd be catching 18, 19-inch schoolies. But this guy really surprised me. I mean, look at him. He's magnificent. All right, let's get him back in. Hey, I was so surprised when I hooked into that big bass. The way that fish was pulling out line, I started to check my drag. I thought something was wrong. Remember, I've been catching 18, 19, maybe 20-inch bass. That's it. So when this monster took my worm and ran with it, hey, I didn't know what was going on. I still replay the action in my mind. Oh, man, I had a good time that day. Well, anyhow, in early spring, I usually hang out on the North Shore. Little Neck Bay, Manhasset Bay, and all the way east to maybe Crab Meadow, Sunken Meadow. The more early it is in the season, the more western sound I like to fish. Anyhow, on May 1st, which is right around the corner, I'm going to start looking for bluefish in the inlets. Oh, man, when those fish come in, they're hungry, they're chasing bait, and I certainly like to get in on the action. I'll use bucktails or diamond jigs. So I wish all my friends out there tight lines. Remember, practice catch and release as often as you can.